Have you ever wondered if you'd be better off renting out your property or just selling it and investing the profits elsewhere? It's a really common question for those looking to create some passive income, but unsure about the hassle of being a landlord. Those monthly rental checks sound nice, but what's the trade off in terms of responsibility and restricting your investment flexibility by keeping the property, right? This way or that way, pros and cons. So, if you rent it out, the nice thing is you get a monthly check, money in the account, as long as you can manage having reliable tenants. So, some homeowners really enjoy that passive cash flow. Like, who wouldn't enjoy passive cash flow? That's a silly question. But of course, you do take on headaches like repair costs and possibly late payments. No, you don't want to be late. So some homeowners just want to avoid playing landlord, especially from far away, right? Say you move to Florida. That's far away from Michigan if you're in Michigan. But there's a solution for this though. Have you considered hiring a property manager? So having someone local handle things for you really takes away a ton of headaches, right? How so? Well, click on the subscribe button and like if you're liking this information and listen along. So just think about it. Everything from advertising for the tenants to showing the place to even chasing late rent payments, right? You can hand that all over to your manager. And they have way more experience screening applicants than you. They know how to vet them and how to check them and to run the credit reports. So that reduces risks of bad fits, right? Bad fit, good fit. Good tenant, bad tenant, right? But it's not just about tenant selection. So anytime maintenance issues pop up or tenants need something, that responsibility lands straight on your manager's lap, not yours. Who are they going to call? Ghostbusters? No, they're going to call your manager. So you basically get to sit back and stress free, I guess, relax, and have the point person take care of this, right? You're paying for that. Let them do that. So all you got to do is open up your bank account and check to see if those deposits are in there. I'd say it's a pretty neat setup, right? Right. So sure, there is a fee because everything costs money, but usually at around 8 to 12% of the monthly rent, I think that's something that I could get into. But that also guarantees your property is managed by a trusted local resource and it's a tax write off, anyways. So they're going to have people in their back pocket who to call when something breaks. So when you weigh all the headache relief against the cut that they take, it really pays for itself, I feel, for the peace of mind. Peace of mind is nice. It helps you sleep at night, right? So this probably explains why so many out of towners, they end up going the property manager route. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Uh, that is if you decide to keep your home, right? Um, and rent it out when you're moving out of the next thing. So you like I said, you don't want that call at 2 a.m. Yeah, my pipe burst. What do I do? No, no. You want to be rolling over and you want to be dreaming of, unicorns and candy. So now, on the other hand, if you sell, you basically lose out on future appreciation, usually because homes do appreciate, continue to, aside from a couple little blips we had in the past. But you free yourself from those rental obligations, obviously. So having the lump sum from selling lets you take the cash, walk away. If you want to diversify into other investments, you want to put it in a new home, put it in the stock market, you want to put it under your mattress. Don't do that. I wouldn't do that. And you don't have to pay tax on rental income that you're not getting, right? But when you sell, there's a possibility you may have to pay capital gains tax, especially if the property went up a lot in value from when you first bought it. That all depends on the value of it when you sell it and the value when you purchased it and all that stuff that happens in between. We could go into a lot more of cash flow projections and tax implications, but that's not in this video. What it really comes down to, is, do you want to be a landlord? Do you want to sell? Do you want to walk away? You want to hold? And I would say talk to a CPA or a tax accountant to get the tax implications of that, like I said. But if you're weighing the pros and cons, you know, that initial question, keeping it or renting it out, do I want the money in my pocket? Let me not pass by the emotional aspects, because if you're keeping the house and you're renting it out because you're going to come back here later, will you feel anxious about the idea of strangers living in and potentially damaging your home, right? The home that you lived in once. That's an understandable fear when weighing whether or not to be a landlord, right? So even with a property manager keeping tabs, it's an emotional risk renting out your former home, and you don't know what the place is going to look like when you're done, right? So the monthly checks, they may not be worth it for you. If you're going to come back in 5 years, it's going to be destroyed. Maybe you just want to start fresh, right? But, at the same time, there are some owners or renters that will take care of the house, and then a sense of pride will be felt by the homeowner, right? So, the rental income, it's either here nor there. Like if you want it, you can have it coming in and it's great because you know that you've got a passive income that you're not going to blow in one weekend, right? Hopefully not. But there are some people that can't stomach that. They don't want their house being wrecked and all the work and the hard, the nights you stayed up with the crown moldings and wallpapering those walls. Yes, I've done that before. It's very challenging. So if you sell, you don't have to worry about it. You'll lose the control, but who cares? You're gone. You have the emotional benefit of a clean slate, a fresh break, a fresh start, a new beginning, a new chapter, a new book. So holding on to the old place just, so you can collect some rent, and prevent you from fully settling into your next chapter, that might not be the best. The other thing is that, if you decide to sell and it's, you want to sell it and you don't want to rent it out, but you think you're going to hold on to it just for like a year or so because you're thinking the values will continue to go up, maybe do a 6-month rental, maybe not do the year. You can do that because it's your home. So does it make sense to keep it rented out and, hold on to it so that your heirs could get it when you die, It's an excellent long-term perspective to consider, right? Keeping the rental property in your family or in your estate. And so when you pass, you're like, hey, I don't want you to blow all the money, so I'm going to give you this. But there are a few angles about that you may want to acknowledge, right? So holding on to the property is a good thing, but possibly the heirs may not want that property. Maybe they don't love real estate as much as you do. Maybe they don't know how to manage it or how to get the property manager involved. So, there's all different ways of looking at this. But that's a question for you to answer. That's kind of like a long-term, like, what am I going to do? Say if you're moving out of your home to move into an assisted living, or you're moving out of your home and you're retiring to Florida or some other warmer place other than Michigan because it's really cold outside today. These are conversations that you want to have with, yourself, who your heir is, your financial planner, or just, even a friend. Talk to someone else or continue to watch these YouTube videos. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, obviously, regarding, it doesn't necessarily have to be selling a home. I rent them out and I do all that other stuff, but just like knowing, is it the time, right? Is it the time to sell? I don't know if it's the time to sell at the time of this video, but I can tell you if it's the time to sell when if you reach out to me. So at any rate, I digress because I think I jumped off of a cliff there and I went on and on. But what I do want to say is the market dictates your pocketbook, obviously, and it's not what you want to get from your home. It's what a buyer will buy your home for. It's what a renter will pay for your home to rent it out. So, at that point in time, considering if you're going to come back to it in 5 years, if you want to walk away, you want a clean break, then I would say selling it. And I would say selling it is probably worth the maybe $5,000 to $10,000 that you think it might appreciate in a year or two. The market right now, this video was made in 2023, November of 2023. the market is still up. But I will tell you, the houses are staying on the market longer because we have to get in our mindset that we're not getting that barrage of homeowners that want to purchase again out there because the interest rates are higher. But what's important to know is that you want to make sure at the end of the day, you do what's best for you and your family. And everybody knows what that is, because I really believe down in your gut, you know what's best for you. But if you need any help or any real estate advice, please don't hesitate to reach out and pay attention, because I will have some more information on my next video. And in the meantime, click on the link below in the pinned comment for my website and other information that I may leave. And it might be a surprise what I leave. All right.